Just getting the hang out of this whole thing here, doing a hangout. I don't know. Just started to get a few things off my chest. I mean, a lot of things have been on my mind lately. Few weeks, not just. Oh, great! I got some commercial playing in the background. Let's just do this. Okay. Oh boy. Now that was kind of weird. Sorry about that. Um, like I said, I just got a few things on my mind. Past couple of weeks, things have been actually the past 3 weeks when some of it personal. I got turned down for a transplant because of uh, emotional thing, psychological something. I don't know. I hated me. They said I had a short temper. Well, you'd have a short temper too if you had to go through bureaucracy for the majority of your damn life. Enough of my personal bullshit. But what a week, past couple of weeks it's been. Um, me, of all things, again, I hate to bring her up, go on the offensive. I stated in my video that she honestly took uh, John and Hank Green, Tom Green, to the woodshed. You know she threatened to rain holy hell on those two. We know it. I mean, we could all pretend that somehow or another. Oh no, that's not what happened. No, no, that is what happened. She threatened them. We know she did this with Boogie. We know damn well she did it with Boogie. How easy, and that was an easy task. I think it was going to be if, I mean, these guys, they're trying to maintain a little something. And with this woman there, and I'm telling you, next year, Sergeant Bakad and all the other types, they're not going to be in. They're going to be denied entry. So my thought is, I hope there's an entrepreneur out there who can get up there and create their own version of VidCon counter to Sarkeesian's bullshit because it's sickening. And we're supposed to sit here and just pretend that everything's fine because vagina knows all. I'm sorry, she doesn't know all. She is a liar. She is a thief. Okay, maybe not a thief, but she sure as hell is a con artist. Video that where she was doing that telemarketing thing, the tele seminar. Watch that video again. There's something very bizarre that goes on in that video, and it's this. She's reading off a cue card. This tells me this woman doesn't believe a fucking thing that she talks about. Damn thing. But yeah, we're supposed to believe this woman. We're supposed to believe her. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, she. Oh, because vagina. Like I said, she took these guys out to the woodshed. We're talking like Bernard Marx in front of Mustafa Mont. Okay, that's we're talking that kind of caving. You know, like I said, I don't know who's watching this. One viewer, I think the one viewer is me. That's kind of funny. Uh, I really got to put something out here to say that I'm going to do this. Like I said, I'm still learning the ropes on how to do a live stream because it's like I don't know. It's just so bizarre to try and do because you have to arrange this whole thing and then you have to find people yet. But my memory is kind of shot when it comes to names. So I'm trying to remember who I wouldn't mind inviting over to get into the live stream. But as it stands, I know people are going to watch this like later on. They, and that's cool with me. You want to watch this later on? Fine, do it. But I mean, that's just the way I see it. Oh, on some other notes, speaking of SJWs that like to screw with everything, diversity in comics and Captain Cummings, they really say it all when it comes to comics. They really do. I mean, the BS that we are constantly being bombarded with by groups of people who do not. I mean, judging by the way these comics are, it's like they are writing for themselves in that weird echo chamber, and they're forgetting about the books. And I'm telling you right now, one thing which I made a prediction about, whether this comes true or not, it wouldn't surprise me if it does come true, and it's this: that attack at the mosque, whatever that Fairbuster or whatever the hell that place was, and it was some dude who wanted to run down Muslims. I guarantee you, they're going to show that in a Miss Marvel comic. You that will be the. Never mind. Never mind the terrorism. Can't show that. Can't allow that. You gotta have that. Well, at the end of the day, I can only what I see. And like I said, Marvel Comics, at some point, I would think the shareholders would have to take most of the editors out to the woodshed, and tell them straighten up, fly right. But now I'm beginning to realize that maybe some of these shareholders, which is why they allow the shit to go on as long as it does. It would really be nice if we could just of this garbage. Seriously, just get rid of it. Let's see what else. Oh, here's something I wanted to discuss. I got the complete series Above and Beyond. This was a show that aired, and this was actually a pretty damn good show. It ended on a cliffhanger, of course, as all science fiction shows seem to do. They last one season, end on a cliffhanger, and you're left wondering what the fuck happened. Alcatraz again. My girlfriend loved that show, and she was so disappointed that they ended it on a cliffhanger and then said, "Well, we're not going to renew it. Screw you." Let's be honest. Sci-fi to the networks is the redheaded stepchild. It is. It's never truly. Very few shows, sci-fi shows, taken seriously. It's treated again in that weird transient kitty stuff where they just think, well, we don't have to answer to give you anything. This is just it's yeah, okay. It's on this really prime night. Let's move it to a Friday night and put another trashy show about somebody screwing their best friends, or which we've seen a dozen times over. And that's pretty much it. But back to Space Above and Beyond. It's really interesting. It takes place, of course, in 2063. War erupts between Earth and this alien race. The alien race, you don't know their name, you just know the nickname of species, the derogatory term called Chigs. They've got very advanced fighters and the like, and humanity is able to hold off against them. But the story deals more with a good amount of interpersonal um, sort of drama that kind of goes with people crammed together in a military situation. If anybody's ever been in the military, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever been in the military, you see that bullshit happen, and where you're familiar with it. A good amount of guest star shows up in this. Coolio up in one episode. Like I said, the story about the war in itself, they take one episode in particular called Sugar Dirt. It had a sort of reminiscent of Red Badge of Courage and the like. I mean, this was a very, 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 very good show. Our enemies is the silicates or the AIs. Story is very, very bizarre. They were basically the robotic servants that did one computer hacker puts in a virus code that said "take a chance," and they rebelled. Types of really messed up things. But what's really funny about the AIs, the silicates, is that they have a gambling problem. You see them; they're playing some type of game of chance. They just love it. It's just their thing. It's kind of funny, but it's be it pool, be it cards, be it dice, roulette, doesn't matter. It's like I said, it's a very interesting thing that they have in there. Then you have the in vitros, in which one actually two members of the cast are supposed to be in vitros, artificially gestated humans. They're treated. I mean, since they're pretty much a separate race, it's you can kind of look at it as a sort of racism back during World War II when you had black soldiers during that time. Uh, like I said, it's a really really good show. It's a really good show, and if you ever come across it, like at a library or you find it discounted, pick it up. You know, it's worth watching. Like I said, the only disappointing thing is that it ends on a cliffhanger. Let's see, is Lanai Chapman. She's best known as Ensign Rhaegar on Star Trek: Next Generation. So, you have Christian Cloak, Rodney Roland. Oh gosh, and then there's one cat in here. I cannot remember his name, but he tech guy on Law and Order Cebu, or that's Law and Order SVU for those who don't know what that means. Um, you know, there's a good amount of people in this show that you might recognize, guests and the like. The show was done by the creators of the X Files, Glenn Morgan and James Wong. These guys, if I remember properly, they won, which is a great movie. Um, Underrated flick that's been out there. I'm just jerking around here, you know. Like I said, if you guys want to like think that I should set up a chat on a day when you guys are like free to do stuff, leave it in the comments below, and back to you because right now I don't know what the hell to do right now. Somebody on here, but it's something very interesting. Get on YouTube, and I'm sort of reminded of the movie Pump Up the Volume. Pump Up the Volume is a great movie in the sense that how can I put it? It's very interesting. Like I said, it's interesting. It's one of those movies. The main character played by Christian Slater, he radio show, and um, he awakens the teen youth going on in in the uh, in the town that he's in. Uh, huh, got two viewers. Shakara. Let's see. I'm on Google Hangouts, so somebody's going to have to do the group chat or something. So where it says, yeah, under group chat. Let's see if anybody can see what I said here. Okay. Your chat message or link here. Okay. No idea what I'm doing here. This is harsh. This is very harsh. Do this over here. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm rambling right now because I'm trying to see this. My thing popped up here. Something popped up here. Oh, okay, it's back to one viewer again. Boy. Let's see if anybody else is putting anything out here. Nope. Nobody has anything to say. I guess you're all just viewers. Uh, Works for me. All right, let me just do this again. Um, okay. That's in the news today. Yeah. Yeah, if I would have to say a lot of things are depressing when you watch the news, but sometimes you just gotta peel through that garbage. What what the hell is going on here? My Friday stream says I got 2 viewers. It keeps jumping from 1 to 2 viewers. Again, I have no idea what's going on here. Wow. I'm gonna have to do some homework on doing this whole thing with the live stream because I'm really kind of lost when it comes to some of this stuff. I like to think that I'm up to snuff on my computer literacy. I'm gonna have to study a little harder and at least come in with a script. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Well, do you think I should come up with a logo? If so, leave me a message of just something really a logo besides the Cylon here. Uh, got a. All right. Let me jump back to something though. Um, I would like to think there's going to be a wake up call by the end of this year. SJWs are going to have maybe the shock of their life. Now, I'm looking at people predicting civil war, and I'm thinking, I don't know. That's a little rough on everybody's edge here. That's a scary thought because the lines are not clearly defined by a border. You literally have half the population who honestly think that somebody who's a conservative is evil. Seriously, I've been in watching conversations in which I saw people they talk about doing something and they just say, "Oh, they're evil," and I'm like, "You just arbitrarily called somebody evil? You don't even know these people. Does anybody even talk to the people that are out there? Does anybody even make an attempt to talk to the person of the opposite of the other side of the aisle? I mean, we constantly expected in government that everybody, oh yeah, the Republicans are supposed to reach across the aisle and compromise everything into belief to listen to the Democrats and throw everything into belief, everything their constituents believe, everything just toss it out the window to follow the progressive model. No, it doesn't work that way. People on the progressive side have to stop, shut up, and listen and find out truly what the causes and the problems are, and do not stand above them, lording over them like they're the smartest people in the room. Because that is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen people do. I saw the Project Veritas video, and the fact that you had this guy saying, "Oh, the voters are stupid," basically dismissing voters. He doesn't know them. He has no idea what they're all about. He won't sit down and actually sit down and say, hey, what really bothers you? No, they will create a narrative because in their minds, they are the smartest people in the damn room. And because they think that, that's how come they've been missing out on so much garbage. They've been missing out. So they have no idea what their constituents have to, what anybody, their viewership has to say. They just don't know. And again, by the end of this year, I get the funny feeling there's going to be a wake-up call that's going to blow a lot of people's minds away. And it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a situation where folks on the left, particularly on the left, will have egg on their face. The egg is already on their face already with this Russia Trump nonsense. And the mental gymnastics I'm seeing people on the left do to pretend that somehow or another it's either real or not, or that they never said it. Or when somebody tries to bring up Hillary Clinton is signing off on that uranium deal with Russia, and the mental gymnastics that people are trying to do to pretend that, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, well. Oh, no, that wasn't it. It's not as bad as Trump because he talked to somebody who was Russian. I mean, that's the way it's boiled down to. Ugh. Yeah, can't have dead air. You know, it's so funny. Sometimes I listen to talk radio, and I really admire those guys because they really, really have to. They really have to not have dead air. I guess you have to have a decent presence when you do radio. You know, they often say you have to have presence when you're in front of the camera, something like that. But you need presence when you are doing the radio. And I guess that's pretty much how I see it. You got to have some type of presence to. Yeah, I admire guys like Beckloff, Tommy Sotomayor, Karen Strawn. Hell, I even admire TJ Kirk because he keeps him this bullshit up for the longest time. And just basically, this was on the fly. Well, this is why I'm doing it. I'm just doing it on the fly. I have nothing else better to talk about at this point. I just wanted to get a few things off my chest, particularly with this whole VidCon where oh man, I just oh wait, back to that. Now there's garbage human hats, which I guess is going to go sell with the MAGA hats, which I think is funny. And okay, here's my thing: the fact that before labeled everybody as misogynist, now everybody's alt-right white supremacist, and that is just getting. This is getting ridiculous. They're alt-right, they're white supremacists. I saw the audience at VidCon. Not everybody was a white supremacist sitting by daggone a Sargon of Akkad, okay? People doing their thing. And yet, for some weird reason, y'all pretend that, oh, no, it's really that. You know what? Between Polygon and all you others that support this garbage, you know what? You're gonna lose even more. I think by the end of this year, the jig will be up on Anita Sarkeesian. This is my prediction. Whether it comes true or not remains to be seen. But this is my prediction. I thought she was on the right course when she just kind of fell silent last year. I thought, okay, maybe she's all right. Maybe she's decided to, let things go. But no. As usual, as I've heard most people talk about, narcissism kicks in. I think she's afraid of being forgotten. which reminds me of Christine Keeler. Google her if you don't know who she is. But eventually, when people stop paying attention, go quiet, go silent. And in many ways, she kind of succeeded. Now, somebody would say Christine Keeler, they'll say Christine who? Most people don't even know who she is. She's going to have to stop what she's doing because she's reached critical mass. She's reached her peak. And at some point, the people are really going to start to expose this one. I mean, people have tried and failed. That's only because she has media on her side. And right now, the way media is going between attacking people and like it's going to, she's going to go down. She is going to go down, and it's not going to be because of anything that the alt-right, alt-light, misogyny, shitlords, or anti-feminists. It's going to be because of her own thing. It's going to be because of her own fault. She's going to be trapped in her own. When that happens, they will drop her like a hot potato because at the end of the day, there's plenty more of her out there. There's plenty more women out there doing feminist studies, getting their feminist studies degrees, and maybe a couple of them that have taken that teleseminar course or some course from somebody else. They've learned. They're just waiting in the wings because when she falls, it'll be hard. She'll probably be invited on a few shows once it happens, but like I said, when she falls, it's hard on her. I don't think she's going to be used to people not paying attention to her. Because let's face facts, threats of rape and killing and all this kind of stuff beats her precious ego. Attention to her, it will be over. And the sad part about it is, I miss her. Seriously, nobody's going to miss her. What else? Oh boy, I know a lot of people talk about a show like Rick and Morty, but I don't really watch that. Actually, I've never watched it. I'm sorry, I've just never watched it. I, I just don't. I just don't get it. So I kind of see some of the things on it. I don't know. Maybe I have to watch it or something. But everybody's telling me it's a really cool show and the like. Uh, oh yeah, actually, I was concerned. The Inhumans trailer. Actually, I saw that, which I think is pretty good. Um, it's got the potential. I'm just hoping they don't bog it down with BS. Don't give me stories about migrants from Adelan trying to make their way to America. You know, I don't want to. I don't want to see that. Don't references to Donald Trump, being Hitler and shit like that. Don't give me vague references to conservatives being stupid. Don't want to see that either. That's what I want in a show. Don't give me these vague references for when, especially for 8 years, these same people didn't do a fucking thing with the other guy. Like I said, science fiction is on TV. It'll be amazing if the show lasts maybe 3 years. And all I can simply say is do what they did when Voyager came out. The first episode and the last episode. Wrote the first episode and the last episode. They had the last episode already waiting in the wings when the show started, which I think is kind of interesting. Which is why Flawless, but it is nice that they did have that as a preparation in case they didn't last 3 or 4 years. I do like the fact that in Enterprise they tried to tie everything up. Or in previous videos, season 4 of Enterprise should have been season 3 because they literally established all the things, everything that we would eventually see in the original series. Speaking of original series, Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, I know I've harped on this a lot, but let's be honest. I really don't know what to say about this show. One minute I get the feeling impression that they might be onto something. Then next I keep thinking, no, this is no. This show is of time. And looking at it here. Okay, participants. Yay. Oh, sorry. Just looking at the here. I'm not really paying that much attention because it says I got 2 viewers. Then again, I could be talking to myself and nobody's watching it, and it's a slight glitch. Oh, wait. I think I know what's going on. Let me do this. Dun, 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 Gilligan's Island. Dun, 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 Gilligan's Island. That should do it. I have an iPad, so that might be logged onto it. So, it still says 2 viewers. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know. If any, come on. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? 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 It's funny. I have a friend of mine. He sounds just like that. A guy. He looks like a young Bill Gates with Ben Stein's voice. It, it is hilarious sometimes. And then he didn't. He never saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and I just said, "Hey, could you just say Bueller, Bueller?" And he did it, and basically brought the house down because it was so damn funny. Then he saw the movie, and he thought, "Oh, okay, I get it." Yeah. Um, like I said, sci-fi. Like I said, the Inhumans trailer. Um, the gal they got to play Medusa. I would say she's okay. My only problem is it seems like they like to hire like mainly Brits. Everything, you know, Spider-Man, Homecoming. Actually, for this Spider-Man and the previous Spider-Man, they had to get 2 Brits to to play an American character. So they like I said, they outsourced Spider-Man. What's interesting is even on The Walking Dead, that's interesting. I did not know Andrew Lincoln was a Brit until I saw him on the I think it was Entertainment Tonight giving an interview, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I remembered most Brits can really do a Southern accent very, very well. It's kind of bizarre. Like Jen Louise Coleman can do a thick Texas accent when she plays Clara Oswald on Doctor Who, or played Clara Oswald on Doctor Who. I heard her do a this Texas accent where I was like, "Wow, that's kind of interesting." Um, who else? Oh gosh, the woman who plays Maggie on The Walking Dead, same thing. She could do that Southern accent quite well. You ask him to do a sort of a standard American accent, like a Northeast accent, it's very difficult. Very few can do it. Linus Roche, he was on Law and Order. He played the prosecutor on Law and Order, and like I said, he could actually do again, you're kind of shocked when you hear them in their native tongue, and it's like, whoa, what the hell? And it's very, very impressive. Uh, so, The Walking Dead. Who knew that a comic book that was, I think, supposed to have 4 issues would last this long and spawn 2 TV shows, a few video games? I mean, who knew? And a couple of apps on your iPad. Role playing game now someplace, but I'll have to check. Yeah, oh yeah. Walking Dead Risk. Again, I think this was supposed to last either 4 or 6 issues. And the print run was supposed to be 10,000, but they only did 5,000, which makes issue one the most more valuable than anything else I've seen. Not as valuable as Action Comics #1 or something like that, but or Amazing Fantasy 15, but it's up there in price. And what always bothers me every time, and I have to kick myself in the head for this. I'll see a book and I'll look at it and I'll say, it doesn't seem all that interesting. I literally walked past The Dark Knight Returns, original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Walking Dead, and 300. I walked past those comics when they were first out, and I just interested, and only to find out that they become a hot item and get made into movies. Hell, I walked past Sin City, not thinking a thing of it, and now I'm thinking, oh crap, if I would have got the first issue. And then the same thing with Hellboy. When in Next Men, walk past that. Ugh, someone shoot me. Not rarely shoot me, but you get the gist. Wow. Oh, something on my mind. I don't know if I've talked about this before, but there is a short story by Ray Bradbury called "The Murderer." I love this story. It is so prophetic. It defies description, considering when it was written. You have a gentleman who's in a hospital for subversive antisocial behavior. The psychologist comes up to talk to him to ask him why, and he does something. He's called the murderer because he destroys machines, certain machines, particularly things that make noise, phones in particular. In the story, it's wrist phones. But if you if you switch out the word wrist with cell and read that story, you'd realize how much, how prophetic Ray Bradbury story, as he describes how people um, are just linked to their phones. And now we pretty much got it. Apple would decide to put out a wrist phone for people to use. That day has literally come true. His story has come true. They turn to their watch to ask questions, to get things done, to set up appointments, to do all this stuff. It's literally there in this story. And there's a great part if you read the story. And if you look online, you could find Ray Bradbury Theater, and Ray Bradbury, and they do the teleplay of it. It's really really good. And there was another version that I saw way back when I was a kid. Interesting. Um, but both are worth watching. If you can find the one that's from the late '70s, early '80s, watch it. If you can watch the one of Ray Bradbury's Theater, watch that one too. And The Murderer. There's this part in the story. The patient, when he was out, he has a diatherm machine to fry out everybody's communications, their wrist phones, because he's describing what it's like on the subway as secondhand listening. You cannot but hear everybody's conversation when you are sitting on a bus, sitting on a train, and somebody's on their cell phone. You're sitting at the bus stop and somebody's yapping on there, and you get to hear some of the worst shit that you get to hear shit you don't even want to hear. All out in the open, talking sometimes intimately about how they want to have sex, and it's really bizarre. A friend of mine told me that's what happened. He was working at a Wawa. That's like a 7-Eleven to if you don't know what it is, or Piggly Wiggly. I don't know what it is. Well, there's a gas station that's attached to the Wawa. He goes inside, break, and some woman walks in about the position of sex that she likes to have, blatantly, loudly, right there for everybody in his at this night shift, which has got maybe 7 people in it, everybody to hear. He described another situation in which the one woman pulled up to get gas, wasn't even paying attention. Her kids aren't even strapped in the back seat. She's talking on her phone, and her car begins to drift off because she forgets to put the brake on. She just forgets to turn off the ignition and put the brake on, and the car just drifts off. All because she's attached to that phone. Like I said, in the story, he creates a diatherm machine, and he fries everybody's wrist phones out. And there's a great part in it where he says, while he was happy to do it, he walks out and he looks back and um, he looks at the faces of the people whose have been destroyed and that he destroyed, and he says the look of shock and horror was now they couldn't talk to their devices anymore. Now they had to talk to each other. That is the most poignant line I remember in that story, because I've been in situations where I'm hanging out and automatically everybody breaks out the cell phone to do whatever. Hell, my girlfriend, she breaks out her cell phone with some things. And it's like, you don't have to do that. What the hell? You don't have to look it up. I'll tell her something. No, I need to look it up. Click, 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 click. And I'm like, oh, good Lord, put it down, honey. And that's to me one of the problems. Like I said, Ray Bradbury pretty much predicted this stuff. If he would have, I would love to pick his brain today. If I mean, it's a shame he's passed away, but I would love to just sit down and say, when you wrote this story, did you see this happening? Because, like I said, you've got uh, like I said, cell phones, and it's so funny how they've changed over the years. Huge. Then they wanted to make them small, and they're trying to make them big again, but flatter. And it's just really bizarre. It's like it's just one of those weird things when you think about it. Um, let's see. 4th of July is coming up. I hope if you guys are going to do some barbecuing, I sincerely hope you maintain some safety out there. If it's going to be in the triple digits where you're at, or even in the high double digits, um, drink plenty of fluids. If need be, get an umbrella because it's going to be torture in some places, I hear. Oh, what else? Yeah, wants to do some type of resistance protest and like. It'll probably. I don't think it's going to matter for anything in my book because, again, I think his time has come. His time has passed. His time has passed. Um, I mean, the political landscape is very toxic. It's extremely toxic, and let's be honest, it's mainly coming from the left. It's just coming from the left. I saw this video today, and it shows John Cleese talking about being an extremist. Now, as it seems that the people on the right have kind of figured out a few things that have not. We've got professors who are wishing death upon a president. I'm sorry. Don't say, well, the right did it too. No, 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 no. If they did do it, they were largely condemned. Largely. No, and it wasn't that many. And first of all, it wasn't even that many. It wasn't even teachers and professors. It'd be some lone dude who works at a job who says something. He gets blasted on the internet. Then before you know it, he loses his job. Oh, guess what? That gives him more of a reason to say, fuck the left. You know, that's just in my opinion. But when you see teachers, professors, actors literally go out of their way to basically give their opinion on why they don't like Donald Trump, well, too bad. You know what? Conservatives had to deal with the fact that Obama was in office. They had to suck it up. Guess what? You have to suck it up too. You're not anybody special. Maybe you were taught that by your kindergarten teacher, but now you're adults. Suck it up. And do not think that you can fight in the revolution, whatever revolution you think. Y'all will be the first ones. You are cannon fodder, okay? You are cannon fodder. All of you guys out there, you Antifa types, when the chips go down, you will be the cannon fodder. Just put on some red shirts, okay? That's it. Just put on some red shirts. That's all they are, red shirts. They're red shirts. Well, well, I just thought I'd give this a shot. Um, if you like this video, if you guys think that you'd like to be on here on the stream, let me know. Y'all know where to find me. But until then, I guess I'll just have to sign off. Let's see. I'll probably do this again at 1 o'clock next week. Don't be shy if you have something to say. I'm interested. If you want to be a shitlord, I guess I could accept that too. But until then, I'm signing off. Y'all have a great 4th of July. Y'all be careful out there, and God bless.